This is the plaintiff, Roseanne Fieser. She says she hired the scamster defendant to replace a roof. And what'd the guy do? He took off with her money. That's right. She paid him and he bolted on her, leaving her with nothing but a bad roof. Bottom line, he stole her money and she's suing him for the $935 she's most definitely owed. This is the defendant, Anthony Lenza. He says he showed up at the plaintiff's home on 4 separate occasions to fix her roof, and each time she made it impossible for him to do the work. She breached the contract, not him, and now a year later, out of the blue, she sues him? What a country. He's accused of running off on a roof.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated, come to order. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Ms. Fieser, you are suing Mr. Lenza for $935, $700 that you want back because you gave him a deposit for a roof he never did, and the rest for lost wages and having to sue him for it. What happened?
Last February of 2015, I hired Anthony Lenza to do my roof. And he told me then that...
How did you find him?
I knew him through mutual friends, and someone did recommend him.
Okay.
And I didn't even know that he did roofs. But I called him, figuring someone knew him, I could trust him. And he came to the house, we did the contract, I gave him a check for the deposit, and he said it would be done the week of March 9th.
And that was when, March
of last
9th?
year,
Of last year.
2015.
Okay.
Because it was cold out still. And the spring came and went. He did not come to do the roof then. And I ran into him last summer. You know, there was some phone calls exchanged.
And in the phone calls,
and he
what's
had
being said?
excuses that he had to complete jobs. He was doing a kitchen. He was doing a basement. And I understood and I waited until he was available, free to do my work. And it was excuse after excuse. And then in July of 2015, I ran into him being out one night. He saw me. And he said, "Oh, I'm coming tomorrow to do your roof." Well, tomorrow I was going on vacation for a week and I wasn't going to be around. So I said, "Anthony, when I come back, we'll get this done." And the same thing. Then at that point, he had another job he was doing. He couldn't finish it. Cold weather started coming around again.
I was in July. I left on a winter cold weather.
But it was...
between July and cold weather?
There was an excuse after excuse to do it. He did
When
claim...
did you finally get tired and tell him I want my money back?
In February.
Okay, he did claim...
He said that he tried coming to my house and there was a car in my driveway.
Wait, did you know he was coming?
He told me he would come, but he didn't tell me exactly when.
But not you had an appointment that day, that's the day he's supposed to be doing.
Right, because I would have made sure that my son was not parked in the driveway or my daughter.
Yeah, how hard is that? That's not that hard.
But even so, Your Honor, if there was a car in the driveway, I have pictures of my walkway going up to my house where there was plenty of room to put the material. That he could.
I mean, somebody would prefer to not have a car that they have to be careful about there. But I don't see how a car is an impediment to getting the roof, because you have her number and you could call her. So
why didn't he ring my bell?
Hold on, stop. Go ahead.
Let us show you the property.
No, let me hear from you first. What happened here?
Well, I want you to show the property.
Well, I want you to answer my question. What happened here?
Oh, okay. What happened was, I got a text from her about doing her roof from a guy that I did the roof for. I did a roof for prior. And I went over there and I gave her, I measured the roof, went up on the roof, did my measurements and everything. And
the estimate was for how much?
$4,700.
Okay, and so she gave you, there's no dispute that she gave you a $700 deposit, correct?
No.
All right, okay. So, and that was in March of 2015?
Yeah.
All right,
So
and
I
then
told
what
her I was going
happened?
to do it the week of March 9th. I called her a couple of days before, and I told her I'd be there the 12th. Okay? So Thursday the 12th, my guys got there and they called me up and said, "There's a car in the driveway. What do you want me to do?" So I called her and I left her a voicemail to call me back. I got a text, "I'm at work."
Okay,
So
can I see, do you have the text from last year between you and her?
I have the thing where she called, she texted me about doing the roof.
No, that's not helpful for me. I'm looking for some evidence that'll buttress one version or the other. According to you, he just absents himself and steals your money. According to you, she prevents you from completing it by having the car in front of the house.
No, not prevents me from completing it. She prevents me from starting it because the property is only 10 feet wide and the driveway takes up 8 feet of the 10 feet.
No, I agree with you. The walkway is not enough room to put roofing materials.
Okay.
And plus, you don't want to be careful about a car that's there.
Exactly.
Okay, I got that. But here's what I don't get. I don't get how a year and something passes and there's no
I'm
roof.
going to get to that. We go back and forth, and then I actually called her, and I gave her another date, which was 23rd, okay? The 23rd, we get there, and yada, 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 the car's in the driveway still. So now I get disgusted. I called her up and I sort of left her an aggravating message on the phone that I'm done. Okay? So then, like she said.
Do you knock on the door? Because that's her son's car and her son's inside. Does anybody bother to knock on the door?
No, there was nobody inside because when I called her, she should have called me back and said.
Why don't you, I'm sorry, can you walk? You know that 7-foot walkway?
No, that's my guys.
No one walks over and knocks on the door. You're there to do a roof.
Well, I'm sure my guys did that. And
you don't
they're
know.
calling me now at the point telling me that, no, they can't get the car in the driveway. What are we supposed to do?
Was your son in the house?
If his car was in the driveway, he was.
Okay.
And no one rang the bell to tell him to move it.
Okay.
He would have.
Okay. Go on.
Okay, so then, like she said, I was agitated at that point, and then I ran into her in the summer, and I said to her, I'll get to it, like we're friends. I mean, I'm not a
Not
bad...
so much.
Well, I'm not a bad guy, trust me.
But you didn't return her money, and that's why she had to sue you.
Well, I didn't get up to that yet. So then all of a sudden she says to me, okay, and I make another appointment. But I did one better. Instead of making an appointment on the phone, I went to a house. And me and my guy went with me because my guy thinks I'm not giving it a mess about moving the car. So I said, let's go there 7:30 when she's home and we'll straighten this all out. Ring the doorbell.
Is it 7:30 at night or in the morning?
At night. So I'm going to give her another date. I ring the doorbell, the son and daughter answers the phone. They say my mother's working.
You ring the doorbell, the son and daughter answer the phone or the door?
The door.
Okay.
And they say to me, my mother's working late tonight. She ain't going to be home till 10 o'clock. I said, no problem. Tell her to call me. I never got a phone call. So I'm not going to chase her to do her roof. So now we get to the point where she wants her money back.
She claims that she was calling you and trying to get you to do the roof and that you were the one who was always busy.
Yeah, okay. Then, like I just said, we're coming to a reasonable amount to send her back. She said to me, send me back $650. Keep $50 for yourself. I said, my time's worth a lot more than $50. I said, when you come to a reasonable amount, let me know. So then
I just don't understand. This is like it's so amazing that you could want your roof done and you could want to do it and that it doesn't get done over a car. I'm stunned at this. He is 100% right. You don't put a roof on with a car right there. Stop talking. What are you? I'm in the middle of a sentence and you're yelling over me?
Well, what you see the picture?
Do you hear me? I'm serious. I don't think it's charming. Don't talk over me.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. How long do you have to wait? If you hire a contractor to say re-roof your house and he doesn't come for a long time, how long do you have to wait before you say, sayonara, I want my money back?
I would say 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Sound reasonable? 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Because you've re-roofed a lot of houses, right?
Yeah, I do it all the time.
I can tell. What do you say?
I'd say I give benefit of the doubt a month.
And then you say, I want my money back, I don't trust you.
Absolutely.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
A roofer doesn't do a roof with your car right there. If you lived in a 20,000-foot estate and there's a car, then that's a very small portion of the space. But your car, it's narrow, and your car is taking up a lot of the room, and something's going to fall on it, it's going to get damaged, it's going to create a lawsuit. So no one wants to do a roof with the car there. Now, if according to you, you gave her 2 dates, let's see if she agrees with you. Did you have an appointment for him to do the roof on March 20th?
Your Honor, if I knew he was coming to do the roof that morning, I would have made sure that car was out of the driveway.
So is that a yes or a no?
No.
Okay. Did you have an appointment to do the roof on April 23rd?
No, I did not.
Okay.
Not in my records.
Now here's what's going to happen. I'm going to have to see proof that you had an appointment with her, because she's denying that that's true. She says she had to chase you. She says that you never came to do it. And it boggles the imagination that somehow we can't get this roof done because of the car. Not because I think you should do it with the car there, but because all you need to do is knock on the door, call her, make her come from work and move the car,
She works in
make her
Manhattan.
get somebody, whatever it is. You could do something. You don't, listen, I've had roofs put on. Roofers don't go by ready to put a roof and keep driving because there's a car in the, that's not how it works. You got the day planned. If you were really there to do the roof, you would be invested in making sure that car got moved. You'd knock on the door.
That's not my
You
obligation.
could knock on the door. You would get her back or get her to get a neighbor. You'd figure something out. For an entire year, there wouldn't be this situation. This is absurd. You pointed to the lady next to you. Who is that?
My wife.
Okay, why did you point to her? You wanted to do what?
Because she remembers the time, so I came home.
All right, but she's not a witness to the events. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Go ahead, call her. Come on up, talk to me.
Faith.
Okay, he came home from work and I said, what happened? And he said, her car is in the driveway. I said, what? And he said, yeah, her car is in the driveway and she's at work. I says, all right. Then he said he was going to try again, which he did the next month, and the same situation. The car is in the driveway.
Okay, I don't consider that a breach of contract on her part. I consider that poor planning on everybody's part. Either on yours or on hers or on both of yours.
Yeah, but
No, we're done. Give her back the money. You don't get time for lost wages. Return the $700 verdict for the plaintiff.
So the plaintiff gets $700 back. Mr. Lenza, the defendant's just come out. You were trying to say something to the judge. What did you want to tell her?
there was other things that she missed.
Like what?
She was bashing me on Facebook.
Well,
She made
You
a
know?
big thing of this because she wouldn't move her car.
I don't think you can sue for that in court.
She made a big thing because she wouldn't move her car. If she had just left the car out of the driveway, you know
Would've been
somebody's
done.
coming.
We've heard that. That's the whole deal. She didn't move the
Would've been
car. All right. Well, you got to give her the money back. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Our officer's waiting for you to sign some documents, sir. Now, Ms. Fraser, you're on the way out of the courtroom. What a case. Unbelievable. I can't believe you couldn't have worked this out. And the
We
car,
tried.
all over
We
your
did.
car, right?
We tried to work it out, and I'm glad the judge made this ruling because it wasn't fair that he took advantage of me.
All right. Well, was it really all the fact that you didn't move the car?
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
You can knock on my door. My son would have moved the car,
All right,
no
cool.
problem.
You could have
thank
worked
you.
this out, I think. All right, our officer
you.
has some documents for you to sign. Harvey, your turn.
Doug, we have talked about this for years, but the key words here, the magic words are time is of the essence. That means that they have to do it quickly. It's a legal thing. Time is of the essence. It means something, and it kind of scares the other guy.